Hello everyone. So this is the next judgment in the series of 75 Supreme Court landmark judgments. And this is a very special judgment known as the Bandhua Mukti Morcha versus Union of India and others. So this is a historical case, one of the most important Supreme Court landmark judgment because it deals with few of the important concepts known as public interest litigation, known as judicial activism, and the right to live with dignity. So in this concept or in this particular judgment, the scope of PIL was broadened and the concept of judicial activism was also evolved. Also, in this case, a serious problem of bonded labor was dealt. So basically, the PIL which was filed by Bandhua Mukti Morcha and NGO was regarding the issue of bonded labor. So basically, a PIL by the Bandhua Mukti Morcha NGO was filed under Article 32 of the Constitution of India to the Supreme Court, addressing the issue or the problems of the inhumane working conditions of the bonded laborers. In that petition, the problems were stated as to the inhumane working conditions which the bonded laborers has to go through, the improper wages, the exploitative working rules or working conditions that are there for them. So because of all these problems, the PIL was filed before the Supreme Court under Article 32 of the Constitution, stating that it is an unnecessary or an unreasonable restraint upon the right to freedom of an individual. And addressing the PIL, the Supreme Court held that bonded labor or the inhumane working conditions in bonded labor result into violation of the most vital fundamental right, that is, right under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, right to life and personal liberty. And one of the most important aspect of Article 21 is being violated here. The court upon that petition held that bonded labor or the condition in which those laborers were working were strictly against the concept of dignified life. Because as we all know, Article 20 does not talk about right to life as in a mere animal existence. Rather, it means right to live with dignity. It means a right to live a dignified life. And bonded labor is specially in violation of the dignified life. It leads to the violation of the right to dignity or a right to dignified life of the laborer or an individual. So the court held that this is strictly against Article 21. Also, the principle of Article 23 was also involved here. Because Article 23 talks about the prohibition of human trafficking and forced labor. Bonded labor is a form of forced labor. So Article 23 was also involved here. Other than that, the court also broadened the principle of public interest litigation because here the PIL was filed. So basically Article 32 में the Bandhua Mukti Morcha NGO filed a PIL regarding the inhumane working conditions of the workers working in the stone quarries of Haryana. The petition was in the form of PIL जिसके ऊपर Supreme Court ने ये principle दिया था that as per the concept of judicial activism, because again, the judiciary is said to be the guarantor of the fundamental rights and the protector of social justice. So यहाँ पे PIL के concept को broaden करते हुए held किया गया था that in cases of social injustice and in cases of violation of human rights. The Supreme Court or the judiciary is allowed to intervene in any matter and is allowed to impose a restriction upon such violation. This concept is widely known as the concept of judicial activism, in which through a public interest litigation, the Supreme Court actively participates or proactively interferes in a sphere for the ultimate justice, for the ultimate social justice. So यहाँ पे judicial activism का जो एक principle है उसको evolve किया गया था कैसे? By broadening the scope of PIL, that it is allowed for the judiciary to interfere in any sphere in the name of social injustice and violation of human right. That was exactly the case in these facts. So basically the concept of social injustice or judicial activism was also evolved. Also, in this case, the Supreme Court in its ruling also held a presumption regarding a bonded labor. It was held that if it is proved that a particular laborer is working under exploitative conditions, is forced to work under the exploitative condition, then automatically the court will presume that such laborer is a bonded labor. Also, the role of the state was criticized because in this case, the state failed to comply with the provisions or the rules of the Bonded Labor Services Abolition Act. So, उसी से regarding state को criticize किया गया था and the government was also directed to comply with the rules of the said act. This is a historical judgment because it deals with some of the most vital principles of the Indian Constitution. That is, right to live with dignity, judicial activism, PIL, bonded labor, that is a kind of forced labor as per Article 23. So Article 21 के साथ Article 23 and even Article 32 which consists of the concept of PIL, read with judicial activism. All these principles were basically dealt with under this judgment. So now let's read the particulars of the judgment. So the name of the judgment is Bandhua Mukti Morcha versus Union of India and others. These are the case details. The judgment was pronounced on 16th of December 1983. Supreme Court judgment. The bench comprises of Justice P.N. Bhagwati. Justice P.N. Bhagwati, who has a major contribution in the field of PIL. So Justice P.N. Bhagwati, Justice R.S. Pathak and Justice Amrendra Nath Sen. The citation of the judgment is also given here. Let's look at the factual background of the case. The case was initiated by an NGO known as Bandhua Mukti Morcha, and this petition was in the form of a public interest litigation, which is mentioned here that the case was initiated by Bandhua Mukti Morcha, an NGO committed to fighting bonded labor. So basically this was an NGO which was working for a social cause. The social cause here is bonded labor. The petition was filed in the form of PIL under Article 32 to the Supreme Court, bringing to the light the inhumane conditions of working of bonded labor in stone quarries of Haryana. The petitioner argued that the thousands of workers were subjected to forced labor, which is dealt under Article 23 also, and debt bondage, violating their fundamental rights. So here, the fundamental right, the most vital one, that is under Article 21 in the form of right to dignified life, is being violated. And Article 23, that is a prohibition against forced labor, is also being violated. So that was the basic argument of the petitioner in this PIL. Also, the state of Haryana, the government, was accused of not complying with the rules of the bonded labor system Abolition Act of 1976, which explicitly, that means which expressly outlaws bonded labor, जहां पे expressly release of laborers from the bonded labor की बात की गई है, उसको comply ना करने की वजह से the government of Haryana, the state of Haryana was also criticized, and similar criticism was also there in the judgment of the court. The Supreme Court had to address whether bonded labor violate fundamental rights and to determine the responsibility of the government in eradicating such practices that we just discussed. So these are the legal provisions which are involved as we just discussed. Article 21 is there, Article 23 and the Bonded Labor System Abolition Act of 1976. Article 21 is involved and specifically the right to live with dignity, right to a dignified life under Article 21. The prohibition of forced labor under Article 23 and the rule in which release from bonded labor has been given under the Bonded Labor System Abolition Act of 1976. So these are the legal provisions which are involved in the judgment. Let's look at the ruling. Already हम सारी ruling discuss कर चुके हैं. Let's read the ruling now. The Supreme Court delivered a landmark judgment reinforcing its commitments to social justice and human rights, because Supreme Court is always considered to be the guarantor of social justice or the protector of justice, the guarantor of fundamental rights and the protector of justice. So that is the only thing that the Supreme Court has done here also in delivering this judgment. The Supreme Court has given this judgment by upholding the principle of social justice and taking a step against violation of human rights. Right to live with dignity. So the first ruling or the first ground on the basis of which the judgment was given was that it is totally, the bonded labor is totally against Article 21, that is right to live with dignity. The court held that the bonded labor is a violation of Article 21 as it deprives the individual of basic dignity and freedom that we just discussed. Also, I just told you that a presumption was also held here, that if it is proved that a labor work under the exploitative condition, that means without proper wages or without proper freedom, then the court will automatically presume that such a laborer is a bonded laborer and his or her human right as well as the fundamental right is being violated until the presumption which is raised here is rebutted either by the employer or by the government. तो ये rebuttable presumption होगा. It can be rebutted by proving otherwise, either by the employer or by the government. Also, as I just mentioned, the state or the government was criticized in its role as it failed to comply with the provisions of the Act. And that is why the government was directed to comply with the provisions of the Act. That means releasing the bonded labor. State responsibility. The court criticized the Haryana government for failing to act and directed it to take immediate steps to identify the release and rehabilitate the bonded laborers. Also, as we just discussed, the scope of PIL was broadened, evolving the concept of judicial activism, which allows the Supreme Court to interfere in like any sphere when it is required for the purpose of upholding social justice. So, expanded the scope of public interest litigation. The judgment broadened the scope of PIL, allowing the court to actively intervene in cases of social injustice and violation of human rights. So these were the rulings of the Supreme Court in this particular judgment. So we discussed the overview, we discussed the details of the case, facts of the case, the ruling of the case, along with the legal provisions which are involved. Now let's look at the practice questions here. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन हमारे पास एमसीक्यू बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है. What was the primary legal provision cited in Bandhua Mukti Morcha versus Union of India to abolish bonded labor? Article 19, Article 21, Article 14, Article 25. We all know the primary ground in this particular case was right to live with dignity, which is dealt under Article 21. So B is the correct answer. इसके बाद एक क्वेश्चन और है हमारे पास which is basically a descriptive question. So let's see what is the question all about. Analyze the significance of Bandhua Mukti Morcha versus Union of India in shaping labor rights and judicial activism in India. तो इसका फर्स्ट पार्ट पहले देखेंगे हम. फर्स्ट पार्ट यहां तक है. क्या दिया गया है कि हमें बताना है how does this judgment helps in shaping or evolving the principle of labor rights and judicial activism. So basically you have to write the background of the case and what was the ruling of the case, how did this case promoted or upheld the labor rights, and also how does the concept of judicial activism was evolved in this judgment. तो इसमें आप पूरा इसका जो बैकग्राउंड है वो लिखोगे. द रूलिंग्स विल बी रिटन आर्टिकल 21, आर्टिकल 23. ऑल राइट. Also, the concept of PIL has to be referred here, which actually evolves, which was basically broadened. The scope was broadened in this judgment. This judgment is also a part of the set of judgments which actually lays the foundation of the concept of public interest litigation. So this judgment plays a very important role in the history of PIL and thereby evolving the principle of judicial activism in India. आगे देखते हैं second part. How did this case redefine the judiciary's approach to socio-economic issues? Also ये भी हमें judicial activism से ही इसको interlink करना है. That because judicial activism was evolved by broadening the scope of PIL, इससे socio-economic situations में या socio-economic issues में the role of the judiciary has been also widened. That the judiciary is allowed to intervene in the cases of social injustice and the violation of human rights. So basically that is the summary that you have to write, focusing on the concept of dignified life, the concept of PIL, and moreover the concept of judicial activism. So that is about the judgment of Bandhua Mukti Morcha versus Union of India and others. I will definitely see you in another video with another judgment. Till then, have a nice day. Take care. Thank you so much.